With rain forecast, I wasted no time in getting camp set up for the duration of the session. Not long after, I used a bare lead in some marginal areas to try and find the harder areas within the softer substrate. After finding a few firm spots, I decided to use my ever faithful turbo German rigs. The first rod to go out was the left hand rod, which I decided to fish on single bank sticks. This was so I could get a direct line from the rod tip to the spot. I clipped on a small mesh bag of pellet and lowered it onto the spot, walking the rod back to the bank sticks, placing it down and peeling line off for a good few minutes to get that line really slack and pinned down to the lake bed. To complete that trap on the left hand rod, I walked round to the spot and trickled a few handfuls of different mixed size house pellet over the top, so it was all set and ready for the night ahead. Now, for the fourth rod, just up the right hand bank from me in the other corner, I found a lovely hard spot right close into the reeds, and we're just going to drop the fourth rod on there with a mesh bag and a chopped down bottom bait on a German rig, and hopefully that's going to do the do. With all four traps set, all I could do is sit back, soak up the atmosphere and wonder what the night could bring. No sooner the sun had gone down, it was back up again, and with motionless rods throughout the full dark period, I was hit with some really bad news. Well, good morning. This morning I've had to have a move really early on. The owner come down, bit of a funny story. Around 2:30 this morning I heard footsteps outside the bivvy, and it was Alan, the owner of Arrow Meadow. I'd bivvied up right outside his office. Bit of a miscommunication. He was loading the van, ready to head to Belgium later today, and he was there really early, middle of the night, to get some stuff sorted, and he's asked me to vacate the peg and move, so I've come round to the other side of the lake. We've just got reset up. I do know a few spots because I have fished this side of the lake in the past, and yeah, we've just got all sorted now, and we're gonna probably get the rods out for a few hours now, try and catch the last bit of bite time, just on the off chance that we can nick a bite. So I'm gonna crack on, get sorted, and we'll catch up soon. But it's a lovely day. So along with the main lake here, I've got this other smaller lake at my disposal, and it's absolutely crammed with fish, and believe it or not, it's got some 20 pounders in here as well. It's lined with Norfolk reed and willows, absolutely stunning. In fact, what we'll probably do is we'll give the main lake a rest later on, bring the lines in, and yeah, we'll have a go on here and see if we can get a few bites. Happy days, absolutely stunning. Beautiful. After all the commotion of having to move swim and reset up camp on the main lake, I decided it was a good time to head over to the back pleasure lake and try and get a quick bite whilst resting the swim on the main pool. After heading over to the back pool, I quickly flicked out a bottom bait rig with a mesh bag of pellets onto a showing fish in the right hand corner, and it didn't take long for that rod to absolutely tear off. Well, first chuck, and this little ghost he's ripped off on a chopped down bottom bait with a little mesh bag of pellet. Calm down. Went absolutely crazy. Slip this one back and see if we can get a bigger one, eh? Happy days. I decided to slip that ghostie back into the pleasure pool and head back over to the main lake, which, let's be honest, was my main priority. So, I've just dropped another rod out, literally 2 foot off the bank, just on the back of these pads. Just putting a few crumbed up baits in. Hopefully this will do a night bite tonight. And then just, that's perfect. These fish are so spooky. The least amount of line in the water, the better. Hence why I'm dropping all my rigs just a couple of foot off the bank. Happy days. Just a bit of information about the lake I'm fishing. It's Arrow Meadow Pool, it's in Alvechurch, not far from Bromsgrove in the West Midlands. Now, it is only 1 acre in size, this lake, but don't let that fool you. People often think that small lakes will be easier, but it's the complete opposite way around. These fish know their environment, they know when someone's there, and they know when they're being fished for. That's why I'm only fishing at the end of my rod tips. I don't want any lines going through the lake. I want them to be confident moving around, and then hopefully, as the night draws in and that sun goes down, they get on the feed into the marginal areas and we get a pick up. There's a good number of 30-pounders in here and a lot of lovely fish. I think there's probably over half a dozen 30-pounders in this lake, and most of the fish are over 20 pounds, so it's full of big fish. For a small 1 acre lake, it's absolutely jam-packed. All we've got to do now is try and get into a couple of them. Let's just pray. Well, it's coming into late afternoon now. I'm just going to do a little walk through. I've got 5 rods out now, all on different marginal spots. Every single rod is no more than a few foot off the rod tip. I want as least line in the water as possible to maximise my chances of getting a bite. So this is the first rod. We've got one in here, literally just here. German rig with a wafter, and then a load of crumb and chops over the top of that. Just a handful to nick a bite. The second rod is exactly the same German rig again, and that's just here. They love getting in here. There's a bridge here. There's so many nooks and crannies on this lake. Going across the bridge to the other 3 rods and come this way. As you can see, you've got this lovely bay in here, and then pads here. But the next set of rods, just down here, they're all spaced out on marginal spots. I've probably got no more than a total of 40 foot of line if you added it all together in the water. The next one's here, and it's just dropped in. Nice few foot of water here, probably 3 foot deep. And the 4th rod, again, it's just here, 3 or 4 foot off the edge. And then the final one is a bit of a mooch away, to be honest. So that'll be fun if I get a bite in the night. I have placed a head torch down with this rod in case I do run down here in the night. Oh, one has just creased up in the edge here. Wow, foot off the bank. Just seen one a foot off the bank there. They're really tricky, these carp. I'm hoping and praying one of these rods goes. I can't do another night with nothing. That'll be 6 nights then in total. So yeah, coming down to the final rod, you can just see all these little, you know, bays, and it's coming down here. Got one in here. Just, there's the rod here. Just here. just there. So yeah, they're the 5 rods. And yeah, it's absolutely beautiful, look at it. Come on. There's a lot of nice fish in here, we just need to get into a couple of them and that'll be a successful trip. Come on the rods. Just a little tip, if you're ever fishing single rods that are dotted around a lake and you can't see the rods from the bivvy, then set the rods to different colours on the receiver. There's no good having all the rods the same colour, because when that receiver goes off you're not going to know whether to run left or run right. So the best way to do it is set a colour for each individual rod and then drill that into your head which colour is for which rod, and that will stop any complacency when that rod rips off. Tip of the day. With all 5 rods dropped, it was time to sit back, relax and just take in the lovely day, and hopefully one of them rods would go. Well, we're coming into sort of sunset now and the fish are starting to move around. I have seen activity in the last hour, sort of creasing of the water and fizzing. Actually one just over one of the spots here a minute ago, there was a bit of a disturbance on the surface, so they are getting to mooch around now. Yeah, I'm going to sleep like this tonight because there's no rain and I want to be on these rods as quick as possible. If a rod goes I want to be on it, so yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm praying that we have one tonight. I really need one now, it's getting desperate. There's another one, just broke the surface in the middle on the pole. It's rattling the pole. That pole's there as a marker because there's a snag on the deck, and it's just flanked against the pole and made it rock. Just rubbed up on the pole. Come on the carp, give us one, give us a nice one. Come on. With all the traps set and the sun going down, all that we could do was sit back and hope that we woke up to that all-important morning bite. A bite that would get us off the mark and a fish under the belt on our meadow pool. Oh, come on. Oh, it's about 5 o'clock in the morning now. I've waited a long time for this bite on the main lake. And it's come off a margin spot. It's ripped off. It's chucking it down. Oh, come on. We should take our time with this one. This is my first ever bite on this lake in 6 nights. This really is going. It really is going some. Bolted then. Come on. Get it right in front of me here. Come on. God, it scraps. on, you done? Oh, get in! Yes! Get in! Whew. First bite on there. Get in. Yes. I've got one croc on. One croc. I forgot the other one when I ran down. Come on. Get in. Well, my efforts have finally paid off. One of the margin rods has ripped off, producing this lovely ghosty that's gone just over 20 pounds. Probably one of the smaller fish in the lake, but absolutely buzzing with that one. My heart was going. It's not often that my heart starts racing when I get a bite, but this lake's been real difficult for me, and yeah, we've managed one this morning and I'm so buzzing. Happy days. Let's get this one back. We're still in bite time and we've still got other traps set, so let's see if we can nick another one, eh? Buzzing. We got that fish slipped back, and feeling a sense of achievement, I turned my attention to the other rods that we still had on the marginal spots. Happy days. Well, you don't know how much we needed that bite. That's my first bite on this lake. I've done a total of 6 nights. Yeah, I really needed that. And I did have a feeling it was going to happen this morning. I was confident with all my marginal spots. I was confident with the drops. All the foams come up on every drop and every rod. I was just confident they were fishing. And yeah, it's happened. And we can try and build on that now. We've got over 24 hours left of this session. Can we get into one of these 30-pounders that live in this lake? It's absolutely stunning. I'm just sat here now, just taking it in. We've got a bit of drizzle coming down and it's absolutely perfect. It's perfect. Come on, let's try and build on this now. Hopefully we can. Let's see what happens. I'm just sat watching one of the margin spots now. This rod's been out for about 17 hours now. And I've got pinprick bubbles coming up right over the spot. Come on. What I'd do to have a second bite this morning. Yeah, they're just down here. I've got a rod here. It's just down here. And there's pinprick bubbles coming up now. There's something feeding over the pellet that I've put over the top of the rig. Come on. Come on. Oh no. Oh, you bastard. Oh, it's done me. No. No. Well, as you've just seen, we've just lost a fish. That rod's been out for like 17 or 18 hours and it one-toned. I was stood up near camp near the bivvy and it's a good 50, 70 probably yard sprint, and as I got to it, I hit into it and it's took 30 odd yards of line into the lake. It was only a couple of foot off the bank and it's done me. I'm gutted. I'm absolutely gutted. After that first bite this morning, really needed another fish just to try and make this successful. Got around 24 hours left now of this session, and if we don't get another chance, that's going to haunt me for a good few weeks, losing that fish. It's just one of them things. We'll get sorted and we'll get the rods back out. It is what it is. After losing that fish and sitting down to reflect on the situation for a few minutes, I thought it was time to get myself back in gear and prepared for the last night that was to come. I quickly sorted out 5 new mesh bags with boilie crumb and chops and placed them ready to get them rods back on their marginal spots. Shortly after, I got 5 new turbo German rigs all prepared. This would ensure that I could absolutely maximise the last 24 hours. I do like to be prepared. After getting new rigs on all the rods, I set about getting them all back on the spots ready for the final night. After losing that fish this morning, I was absolutely wanting to get another bite. I really wanted one of these scaly bangers. Well, we're coming into the last couple of hours of light now, and this is a really important time because this is the sort of time where the fish start giving themselves away. They start fizzing and creasing and moving around and pushing into these margins. So yeah, this is the time where you put the phone down, keep your ears open, keep your eyes peeled. It's really, really important. I'm just gonna sit back now, have a good look at the lake, probably have a walk up and down, check all the spots for any movement or any signs of fish activity, and then we'll just go into the night knowing that all the rods are fishing effectively and being confident. I really wouldn't mind one of them scaly mirrors out of here. I think I deserve one. I put a lot of effort in, and yeah, let's see what happens. Hopefully we can make it happen. Happy days. With the alarm clock set for 4 AM and the sun starting to go down, all I could do was sit back and wait in the hope that this small pool would give up one of its gems on the final morning. With the alarm clock sounding at 4 AM, I quickly had the kettle on. With my GoPro mounted to my chest and my Crocs mounted to my feet, I was ready in anticipation of a morning bite. There was a noticeable drop in pressure and a spray-like rain coming down. It just felt absolutely perfect for a big fish bite. Well, we're sort of into the last couple of hours now, and I am really up against it now to make this happen. I know the rigs are fishing, I know the spots are nice and harder than predominantly the lake is quite soft, but I am on good areas and I've put the bait in, concentrated handfuls over the rigs. There's nothing more I can do. I've got 2 hours left. I'm absolutely praying that one of these rods rips off. I'm so miffed why I'm not getting a bite. These fish are really, really tricky. They really honestly are. They're very cute. Let's see. 2 hours, come on. Well, we've come to the end of the session. I am a little bit miffed how I haven't picked a couple more bites up. It's been absolutely perfect for it. I can't be too despondent. You know, I have pieced the jigsaw together a little bit on this place from the previous sessions. I feel like I've started to crack it a little bit this session, getting a couple of bites. Yeah, you just can't have any line in the water. You've got to be setting small traps in the edges with minimal line. These fish are really, really smart. They know when you're here. I am back down here again in October. But yeah, I mean, I might even try and squeeze in a trip or two before then. I might start a little sort of campaign on here, you know, and try and have some of these bigger fish out of here. I really do like the place. I like how tricky it is. I like the challenge. You know, I like that the rods aren't just ripping off, you know, several times in a couple of hours. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. I'll see you in the next one.